Right, this is the newsroom with me, Lorenzo Gaspar. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm live here in Atlanta, where this is what Hurricane Irma has brought. Now it's a tropical storm here in Atlanta and southern parts of Georgia and northern parts of Florida. And I just want to get you to see what's behind me. We have all this equipment out here, and we've gotten wet. We've just got out in here, and water was getting on our camera, so we had to move that to a safe place. But I'm out here in the weather, and I don't know what you can see right now, but the trees, the wind is very, very high. The wind is very high, and we haven't been able to get out and see exactly what has happened. I know there are reports of trees down in the area. I haven't seen anything where I am currently, but I know that there are some out there. And but right now, lots of wind and rain right now. And this is what was once Irma. This is now a tropical storm here in Georgia, in Atlanta, and Alabama and South Carolina. The rain coming down a little bit harder now. I got my microphone protected. I don't know how well you can hear me. I got my producer in my ear, and but I do want to go now to Florida, where this storm has left. It started out as a category 4 and 3 hurricane hitting the Keys in southern Florida as well as the Caribbean. We're looking at pictures from St. Martin right now, and I want to go now to see what exactly happened in parts of Florida, particularly in Miami. The storm took a west track towards the west. Didn't hit Miami as bad, but we are looking at pictures of what has happened there. A viewer sent this to us. I believe we'll be able to speak with her later. She texted me. She's going to get gas and said that maybe we can have an interview later. I'm thinking there are vehicles out here. I'm thinking I'm hearing vehicles, but I'm not. I'm actually hearing the wind. It sounds like a train coming by. Very strong winds. You need to be careful with these trees. One thing with Atlanta, for those who don't know, you might be able to see some leaves flying in front of me. Trees are an issue. This is a city of trees. That it's known as the city under the trees, and I'm just keeping my eye up and make sure no limbs or branches are falling on me, and our crew is protected back there, but I'm out here getting wet, and we're just looking at these pictures from Miami, according to my producer, and there is a lot of devastation. Miami Beach not as hit as hard, but there is flooding in the area. I believe this is the air. I don't know exactly where that is. All right, we're going to go now to the Caribbean. We're going to look at images from the Caribbean. This is Anguilla. They were hit early on before Irma reached Florida. Let's listen into that audio.
Irma, this is what it did to us. We are at Pelican at the moment, and if I zoom in, I want to show you the damage. Look, all the trees are down. Look at this. Look at up here. Look at the room up there. They are gone. All the roofs are gone. Look over here. If I may zoom in, my husband's Jeep is total loss. Total loss. But what? We have life. And we are grateful to God. God is good. Who is smoking? Who is smoking? Hello? Who is smoking? No, you cannot smoke, ma'am. You cannot smoke this time. We have a disaster. You don't know if it have gas leak. We cannot do no smoking. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Where be with the newspaper? Look at this. Look at this. how this get here? This is by the entrance of the security. Look here. This. Tromeo. Tyrone. Oh, that too low. I wanted you to take a thing, but it's okay. This is gone, but this is it. Wow.
All right, and there you heard no smoking. Of course, there's a threat of natural gas that you were saying leaking there. Complete devastation in the Caribbean, and French President Emmanuel Macron is set to visit the island of Saint Martin this week. But right now, this is what we're dealing with in Atlanta, and I do believe that we can speak to someone in Miami. Joining me now. So good to have you on the program. Can you hear me? Thank you for joining me. You live in Miami. Please tell us specifically where in Miami you live, and tell me what you have seen. I know you went out to get some fuel. I'm sure it was hard to find. Tell us, did you find any fuel? What have you been seeing?
Yes, I am on Bird Road and 62nd Street. It's in the
And
tree. Where and then the hurricane itself. The damages were severe. I mean, from ripping roofs completely to just, you know, wait, I'm trying to cross here. Okay. Yeah, we're completely torn off pictures of the city, just depending where the tornado came, because there were tornado winds, not hurricane winds. The hurricane, it came down to a category 1 or 2. It's just it did mess up a lot of transportation, gasoline. Right. Everything is closed. Most of everything is closed. Hopefully tomorrow things will start opening up again. Mm-hmm. But today I was able to find one gas station that was open, and that's because it had a generator. But of course they don't take credit cards because there's no Wi-Fi. So in cases like tornadoes and hurricanes like that, you should always have cash on hand.
Now, you were without power for a while there throughout the night, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. What was it like during that time?
Well, where I was at, the winds reached up to 70, 80 miles per hour. Yes, did a lot of things hitting the structure, like hitting the house, debris just flying around, wind noises. They sound very horrible. They sound like a squealing cat. And there are some street lights that I see that have been working, but as I said, I don't know if I said earlier, 72% of Miami is without electricity right now.
Correct.
So that's, you know, the majority of Miami is without electricity. So there are some lights out in the street. It's just depending on what part of the city you happen to be in.
All right, well, as they look through, thank you for that, to stay safe, and we certainly will keep in touch later on as they look through that. Florida waking up to this destruction and flooding in most areas. I don't know if you can see, I don't believe you can see any, but there are power lines around here, and that is also a threat with the trees falling on them. The wind is really picking up, and it's it might die down later tonight and into the evening, into tomorrow. Schools have been cancelled, of course. There's a lot of wind right now, and you're looking at pictures of the airport. That is Atlanta's airport, Hartsfield-Jackson. My producer's describing it as very, very black. You can't see anything. Again, I can't see anything that's on the screen, so bear with me as my producer tells me what is going on. But all I know is that there's a lot of rain here. I'm very wet right now, as you might imagine. And the rain doesn't seem to be letting up. The wind has let up a little bit. I've been looking through the windows in breaks as to the trees moving. And I've been speaking to some residents. They tell me it's not as bad as what they thought it would be. But then again, that storm took a westerly move. So the majority of it is moving towards Alabama right now. But the coast of Georgia, Savannah and Charleston in South Carolina are getting hit hard by this storm currently. And as it moves away from them towards us and away from us as well. I want to go there to see what's going on. I believe we have a local affiliate. Okay, we don't have any pictures from there. But the rain is picking up. I feel like it's worse since the first time we got out here.